What if the Switzerland people imagine isn't even the real one? Not the busy hubs, not the crowded viewpoints, but small villages where life still feels human, where nothing is rushed, and where every day looks quietly unreal. Places where mornings arrive slowly, footsteps echo gently, and time doesn't push you forward. This journey moves through 8 Swiss villages that don't try to impress you. They don't need to. They simply exist, and that's what makes them powerful. The journey begins in Brunan, a village that feels completely sheltered from modern urgency, as if the outside world agreed to leave it alone. Tall cliffs rise straight upward, creating a natural wall that holds the village in quiet balance. Water falls endlessly from above, not violently, not demanding attention, but steadily, like a constant breath that never stops. Homes sit calmly on open green ground, spaced generously, untouched by pressure or haste. Walking through the village feels like stepping into a pause you didn't know you needed. People don't rush past you here. They walk with intention, or they stop entirely, standing still just to listen. Even your thoughts begin to slow, shedding noise with every step. Brunan doesn't distract you or overwhelm you with sights. It empties you gently, leaving space behind. And that quiet space is exactly why it stays with you long after you leave. From there, the feeling softens even more in Eeltwald. This village feels intimate, almost private, sitting quietly beside clear blue water. Wooden docks stretch gently into the lake, and boats move as if speed was never invented. Early mornings feel hushed, like the village is still half asleep. You notice small things here: reflections on the water, footsteps on wood, the sound of wind passing through open space. Eeltwald doesn't give you moments to capture, it gives you moments to keep. Next comes Wengen, a village where cars are not part of daily life, and silence feels carefully protected. You arrive by train, and the moment you step onto the platform, the noise of the outside world seems to shut off completely. Streets are calm and narrow, lined with wooden chalets, flower-filled balconies, and small paths that invite slow wandering. Views open wide in every direction, revealing open space and distant peaks, yet the village itself remains gentle and contained, never overwhelming. People speak softly here, as if they naturally respect the calm around them. They move without hurry, fully present in what they're doing. You notice how footsteps sound different, how conversations feel more meaningful. In Wengen, quiet doesn't feel empty or dull. It feels complete, intentional, and earned through the absence of rush. Quick pause right here. If this kind of slow, emotional travel is what you're here for, subscribe now. This channel is built for journeys that feel real, not rushed. We continue down to Spees, a village that feels warm without trying. Sitting beside calm water, Spees has a rhythm that feels balanced. Locals walk along the shore, sit without urgency, and let time pass naturally. A castle watches quietly from above, and vineyards climb gently upward, blending life and tradition without effort. Spees doesn't demand attention, it rewards patience. You arrive curious and leave relaxed, without ever realizing when the shift happened. High above the valley edge is Mirren, a village that rests confidently on a cliff, suspended between sky and open space. Standing here feels surreal at first, as if the ground shouldn't be this calm when it drops away so dramatically. Yet life continues with complete normality. People walk their dogs along quiet paths, stop to talk casually, and go about their routines as if living above the world is the most natural thing imaginable. The air feels sharper here, cleaner, and somehow more honest, like every breath carries clarity with it. Sounds travel differently, softer and slower. Mirren doesn't overwhelm you by trying to impress. Instead, it humbles you with scale. It quietly shifts your perspective, reminding you how small daily worries become when you're surrounded by such open space and calm confidence. Moving east, we reach Guarda, a village that feels deeply personal and rooted in care. Narrow paths wind through colorful houses decorated with painted details, each one telling quiet stories of tradition and daily life. Walking through Guarda feels intimate, like being invited into a place that values memory over speed. Nothing feels rushed or replaced here. Windows stay open, voices drift gently through the air, and life feels visible rather than hidden behind doors. This village doesn't feel frozen in the past or staged for attention. It feels respected in the present, lived in and protected without being put on display. Guarda shows how tradition survives when people carry it forward naturally, not as a performance, but as a way of living. Farther south lies Soio, a village that feels intentionally untouched. Stone houses sit peacefully along quiet paths, and the air feels heavy with calm, the kind that grounds you rather than weighs you down. Here, there's no pressure to do anything, no urge to move fast. You wake up without checking time, walk without destination, and think without interruption. Soio doesn't entertain you, it settles you. This is where noise finally lets go. Then comes Andermat, a village shaped by strength and endurance. Surrounded by powerful mountains, Andermat feels solid and confident. There's history here, but it doesn't feel distant or staged. It feels lived in. The buildings are strong, the streets grounded, and the atmosphere steady. Andermat doesn't whisper like the others. It stands quietly and firmly, reminding you that calm doesn't always mean fragile. To complete the journey, we arrive in Aenzel, a village that feels alive with character. Colorful buildings line the streets, each one distinct, each one proud. Life here feels social but not overwhelming. People greet each other naturally, laughter carries gently through open spaces, and daily routines feel meaningful. Aenzel shows that tradition doesn't have to be silent. It can be expressive, warm, and deeply human without losing its soul. Each of these villages offers something different, yet they share the same effect. They slow you down. They pull your attention away from noise and toward presence. You start noticing how you walk, how you breathe, how long you sit without thinking about the next thing. These places don't compete for your attention. They give it back to you. Travel through villages like these doesn't feel like movement. It feels like returning to something you forgot you needed. No pressure, no performance, just space to exist without being pushed forward. Switzerland hides this version of itself quietly, in places where life still moves at its own pace. If you felt this journey instead of just hearing it, subscribe, like, and share it. More villages, more slow travel, and more real places are coming next.